What's up, everyone? If you haven't seen, which you probably haven't, because as of me recording this, it's been like an hour and a half. Voice chat just got added to League of Legends, or announced, so it's going to be coming. There's not much to say about that. It just is getting added. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to be good at using voice chat, basically, because I'm high rank, so I've played some organized play here and there, as many people have. And I think I'm pretty good at communicating in terms of League of Legends compared to most people. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can be good at communicating in solo queue and kind of just be very good at it already once voice chat comes out. And of course, you should use voice chat for enjoyment first. You don't got to be like tryharding in your game, like, okay, let's go here, guys. Like, still have fun, but yeah, I'll just go over these points. As you can see, I'm going to squish Joshua to unveil the points. So first, don't feel pressure to voice chat, of course. I'm sure a ton of people just don't feel comfortable talking, or maybe they think they'll just play worse when they're using voice chat. So similar to the next point, point 0.5, don't feel entitled to your teammates voice chatting. It's pretty simple. Just don't get mad if your teammate is refusing to voice chat. I see this problem in Valorant where people like get frustrated that their teammates aren't voice chatting, but like you probably aren't stuck in the rank you are because your teammates aren't voice chatting. So let's just move on. All right. So one is keep the vibe up. Same thing as climbing a normal league. You really don't want to tilt. When you tilt in League of Legends, that's when you start playing worse. That's when your team starts playing worse, and you overall just will probably lose the game because you're caring less about winning, and your team probably is too. So with voice chat, that's kind of going to get amplified. Make sure your team is just trying to win the whole game. That's really the most important thing, even if it sounds silly. Even in like a pro game, right? Like imagine like with Faker, like he wants his team to be motivated the whole time, etc. So two is acknowledge the leader. If you've played, some game like CS:GO or Valorant, you might know of this term called an IGL. And what an IGL is kind of the person that talks and everyone else that listens. But in League of Legends, it's not really like that because there's so much information happening in League of Legends all at once that it can't be that job of being a leader can't be given to just one person, an IGL, in-game leader. But you should still, kind of trying to recognize who on your team knows what they're talking about, is good at communicating, because there's a good chance not all of you are like that good at using voice chat, right? So it's good to like kind of have a guy who it's like, all right, I'm gonna listen to this guy. Unless he's for sure saying something dumb, then I'm gonna be like, whoa, guys, be careful. So just trying to recognize who's good at using voice chat, I guess, is how I would put it. And maybe that would be you, but try and get a dynamic going on even when the game is starting. And three, everyone should be sharing info. Like I just said, unlike other games with an IGL, League doesn't really have that. If you've ever watched a pro League of Legends game and like listened in on their comms, like them talking to each other, like it's everyone talking. Everyone's like, this guy, look over here, right? And if you're not into League, you might be thinking these guys are idiots. They're all talking over each other. Are these guys morons? Wow, League of Legends must be really not developed in the competitive scene. But the thing about League of Legends is there's so much happening all the time, right? So you really can't be restricting one person to the talking role. Like everyone needs to talk. So, if you're the support and the enemy support is roaming, I don't care if you're the worst communicator of all time. It would be beneficial for you to say their support is roaming. Because even if your mid is Faker, he's probably not going to be like staring at his map the whole time, like, oh my gosh, let's see if their support is roaming right now or not. Right? Like, even if your mid is Faker, like, you are going to know more things than him sometimes. Because you're just all paying attention to different things. The jungler is jungling, the mid laner is probably looking at the map more than others, the ADC is like trying to last hit. Top laners are literally like fist fighting to the death over every single minion. So yeah, always say things that you see, But that's on to the next point. Think, then say. Don't say everything you think. I think I have a mini point here. Yeah. So don't just say what you're thinking. For example, if you're the mid laner, don't be saying, I think their mid is going top. Wait, no, he's mid. Uh, don't be talking like that. Obviously, I said to like exaggerate, but like say something once you've thought about it. For example, their mid jungle might be going top. Your top doesn't really care about that sentence. What he cares about is, oh, I need to be careful right now. So all you have to say is, top laner, be careful. And he's like, oh, okay. Like he doesn't really care why he needs to be careful. Like if he asks, you can be like, oh, well, they're top side right now, But say with intention. One thing you can do as you use comms more, you'll get more practiced with it. When you say something or rather, when you think as you play League of Legends, many League players think, although I'm sure many League players don't, looking at my junglers, but when you think during the League of Legends match, your brain is like gear spinning the whole time. There's certain thoughts you think that it's like, my team should know this one too. For example, the enemy mid is roaming. It's like, oh, that's one I should like say out loud. Or, my, like, I'm invading and like I'm the jungler and I'm gonna invade their jungle. Like, oh, I should probably say that out loud. Or, say you're gonna get a kill. Like, I'm about to kill their top laner. You should say that out loud, right? Like, that's a pretty important thing that your team probably cares about and can change their gameplay around. Just stuff like that. So, next point. Focus on gameplay. Don't let comms distract you. If you've ever played CSGO or Valorant, sorry, I keep going back to these games, but I don't really play many games outside of League of Legends. Only calm when you have space in your brain. Oh, wait, this is the last point, actually. Goodbye, Joshua. You are dead. He actually vanished from existence. So only calm when you can. So if you're playing CSGO or Valorant and you're holding an angle and you want to shoot the guy, you're not going to be like talking to your team like, oh, I'm about to shoot this guy while you're shooting the guy, right? Like you're going to focus on shooting the guy. And, likewise, if you're holding an angle ready to shoot a guy and your team starts talking to you, you are not listening. You are looking in front of you because you want to shoot the guy. And it's the same thing in League. If you are having gameplay where you should pay attention to your game, really, like, oh, I'm locking in like laning phase right now, right? Like I said before, the example of top laners fist fighting to the death over every single minion. You should not be thinking about communicating to your team at all. You should be thinking about what you're doing. And similarly, always only calm as much as you can handle. So, like you're walking back to lane, you're looking at the map. That's when you can calm. Or maybe like you're just chilling. I mean, obviously, the better player you are, the more free space in your head you're going to have to, use brain power on communicating with your team. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope many of you learned something. I think all of my points make sense. It's probably just things you haven't thought about yourself because you haven't, played League of Legends with voice chat like that before. But I have, so I can tell you these things. And sorry if I looked kind of weird in this video. I just kind of jumped to making it because, it literally just announced voice chat. Also, if you've watched my other videos, I have a new mic this video. It sounds really good. This old one isn't doing anything. See, it has tape on it. Doesn't even do anything. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and good luck playing League of Legends or whatever you're doing. And,